friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be showing you how to create an easy logo using a free cloud-based graphic design tool. Make sure you stick around till the end because I'm going to show you what my logo looks like, and I'll also be showing you a sneak peek of a very exciting video I have planned for you for next week. My name is Megan and I'm a jewelry designer maker from South Africa, now living in Europe. For the last 7 years, I've been selling my jewelry all around the world in shops, boutiques and exhibitions. At the end of 2021, I took a huge leap of faith. I quit my 9-to-5 job in London, moved to Belgium, and started a coaching business. Follow along as I share my experience and take you through the day-to-day of being a jewelry designer, from making to running a successful jewelry brand. Join me for a cup of tea as I create a new logo for my coaching business, and I show you how I do it step by step so that you can do the same for your business. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about logos. So there's a few things that go into it. So why are logos so important? They are part of your branding, yes. They're not the be-all and end-all of your branding, but they are a very important element that helps people easily recognize your brand. A well-designed logo helps build trust and validate your business, and it makes your business seem a lot more professional. So having a good, clear logo that easily and clearly represents your brand aesthetic is a really important, good first step to make sure that people will recognize your brand when they see it. If your logo looks unprofessional, then obviously that's going to reflect badly on your business. In today's video, we're going to go through some steps that can help you make a really nice, strong, clear brand logo that will help build that professionalism of your business. Another thing that logos are really great at is having a symbolic association with what your business is about. For example, you may recognize that in pretty much all of my YouTube videos, I drink tea because that's something that I love doing and it's just part of me, and usually when I'm filming I want to have a cup of tea. So it's kind of become my thing, and a lot of people have commented on it. It pops up in my Instagram as well, and it's just part of my thing. Have a think about if there's something that represents your brand. This is a good idea for you to then think beforehand, what are the elements that are really important to your brand that'll help people recognize it as you. Rather than just using your name, then think about if there's any kind of symbolic elements or things that you could add to it. That kind of gives you an overview of why a logo is important and the kind of things that we're looking for in your logo. I'll go into more detail in terms of fonts and colors and how to pick those accordingly in the video, but let's jump right in and get designing. The program that we're going to be using today is called Canva. So let's jump right on and grab that, canva.com. And what we're going to do is, once you logged in, so obviously I have an account already, but if you don't, it's super simple. You just create an account with your email address and you can have the free version, or you can have the pro version, which is about €10 a month, something like that. So it's not a lot. And I use it all the time for so many things, and it's really wonderful. You can get away with doing a lot with the free version, but I'll just show you as we go what the different features are with the paid and the free version. So what we want to do is go to create a design. So then we're going to have a list here of options, and we're going to scroll down and find logo. And we're going to open up a page there, and you're going to see here on the left hand side you've got templates, elements, uploads, photos, text and logos. So what we're going to do is go to the template section, and then you'll see a whole bunch of different things here, different options, but you can search here and say, for example, you want to do geometric minimalist logos for some inspiration, and see what kind of thing you like as inspiration. I quite like doing this as it's a nice starting point and helps get the creative juices flowing, but obviously you can create one completely from scratch if you like. What you can actually do is, if you like a bunch of them, so you can say, oh, maybe this one could be interesting, so I'm going to click on this one, grab this one, and then that's going to be there, and I'm going to add a new page, go back and just select a bunch that you like the look of that you can then play with as inspiration. So say for example you like this one, and just click that, load that there. It will automatically copy the color of the previous thing, but you can just backspace and it will clear that and make it a blank. So I really like this as inspiration because it really reflects similar shapes that are already in my branding on my Instagram page and in my website and everywhere that I use it. So these shapes already reoccur and are familiar to me and familiar to my customers, so they already see these. So I'm currently creating the logo for my coaching business specifically. So let's see how we can adjust this to make it fit even better. As we've identified, the teacup is a very prominent feature of my branding. So I'm going to use these shapes to try and recreate a teacup. If I click on this, you'll see, because it's a pre-existing logo, these are all grouped together. So when I move it, everything goes together. You see how the blue lines means it's all selected. What you can do is head on up here to click ungroup. So those then all become separate items. So click on that and then you can individually select and move these items around. So I'm going to separate these and do something else with them. So I'm going to swivel this around to a 45-degree angle so that that is straight, and I am going to shrink this down and turn it into a little circle so that it can be the little handle of what now looks like a cup using these similar shapes. Then this, I am actually going to recreate a different version of this because I think this could be quite nice as the steam from the tea, but because they're all the same length, I don't really feel like that comes across so well. So what I'm going to do is actually just delete that, and I'm going to go and add my own elements. So I'm going to go to elements over here, and then I'm going to type in line, and then it have all these different line options here. So I'm just going to select a normal line there. You can move things by clicking on this little four-sided arrow. You can redirect the angle by clicking on that, but I am going to just move that up here. But as you can see, it's really thick, and I think that doesn't look very much like steam. In fact, it looks more like it could be a little saucer, but I think I'm going to go for the steam instead. But now it's selected because you can see the two little dots. I am going to change the thickness of the line, so the line weight. So I'm going to go for a 3, maybe even a 2. See how that looks? Yeah, that looks a lot better. I can also resize this now by dragging that line in and say I want the first one here. And now, rather than going to do the whole process again by selecting here, I can just duplicate this. So I'm going to click on it, then press Control C on my keyboard, and then Control V or Command if you're on a Mac. And then it makes a new one, and I'm going to reposition that like that, make it a little shorter maybe, move that way, or maybe a little longer. Let's see. And you can see the degrees over there on the side, so just make sure that you're happy with that. And I'm going to duplicate that again, Command or Control C, Command Control V, Command or Control, not both. And then rearrange that so that looks like little steam. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, so I think that looks quite nice. Obviously we now need to change this. So I am going to write here Megan Collins, and I'm going to delete this little bit here because I don't need that. Now obviously this is just the font that was here originally, but we want to use our branding font. So I'm going to head on up here, and I've got the font that I always use for my headings in my coaching business, which is this Vertical Smooth. So I'm changing that to that, and then resize that a bit. So by grabbing the corner, you can resize that quite nice and easily. And then again, the quadruple arrow, drag and rearrange that. Let's maybe make that a little smaller, and like that. Say we want the whole thing bigger, what we can do is drag from above, select the whole thing, and then on this corner we can make the whole thing bigger or smaller. So let's maybe make this a bit bigger for this. So that's kind of how that looks. But now obviously we have got colors. So this is where I'd like to share with you guys, when you have the pro version, how that works differently. So I'm going to go to Home up here, which is going to have all of these different options on the side here. So we have got Brand Kit, which is literally my favorite thing about the Canva paid version. So I've got my MCJ, which is my jewelry, branding colors, and my MC Co. And here's where I'm creating a logo for to have as part of my brand kit. So I'm going to click on that. And in here, we have got all of the different colors, my heading text, my subheading text, and my body text that I always use. This helps people to recognize your brand. When you're always consistently using the same fonts and the same colors, then people come to recognize it as yours in a split second. So that is what we're aiming for with branding, is to create that memory and that they can easily connect with. When we look at the different colors here, so these colors I've chosen for mine, if I hover above or click on, we see this underneath, which is called a hex code. It's super important to remember these, well, not remember by heart, but to write these down so that you can refer back to them anytime you want to do any kind of branding in terms of your business, in terms of your website or your Instagram, or any posters or flyers, business cards, logos, any of the advertising material that you have for your business. If you don't have the paid version, obviously you can, once you've found your colors, then you can go about just writing them down somewhere, making sure they're safe, and then just typing that code in when you need that exact color. But for me, it's super easy here, and I can just click on them and use them. So I'll show you how that works inside the logo design. I'm in my brand kit here. If I go back to my projects over here, then I will see my Megan Collins logo and click on that and scroll down, and here's my logo that I've been working on. Because I have my brand kit already selected in Canva, all I need to do is click on that color, click over here, so you'll see the little color thing pop up, and I've already got my brand kit right here. I am going to maybe select this color for the handle, and then click on this one, and maybe I will go for this orange for that. Click on the text, and then to change the text color, you go over here to the little text icon, and I'm going to actually do that white, which is this here, because I might want to put that on something that is white, so this way it'll look like it's a clear text and going through. So, or you can change it to another one of your colors, but I'm going to go for white. And then these guys here on top, let me see if I just do this to select them all. It selects the other part with, so we don't want to do that. Let's see, oh no, I can do those two at the same time though. Select those two, same up here, always a little square means the color. And let's go for my blue, and just for a little bit of contrast. I know it doesn't look too different here, but you will see it in other situations probably better. And that is basically, I'm happy with that logo, to be honest. It has got my colors. It represents my aesthetic through the geometric shapes that have been used. And it has my font, my text, and it has my colors. Now we are done with our logo, we're super happy with everything, and I want to download it. So what I'm gonna go to is click on share, and then over here we've got download, and then here I would choose a bigger size, it's good quality. Then we're gonna choose the file type, PNG, JPEG, PDF, whatever you want, but a PNG is a good option for a logo. Then the option we have here with the pro version that is free for me is the transparent background, which is super wonderful. So I think if you want to use that, you just need to pay a little bit. I'm actually not sure because I've had the paid version for so long. Otherwise, if you don't have this option, what you can do is just think about where you're going to be using your logo and then just do a bunch of different versions for it. So then just create the background either black or white or wherever you would be using it so that it blends in. Obviously you'll need to change the colors accordingly, but that is really a way around it. I'm going to click transparent background, and I don't want all 5 pages, just want page number 4. And then we're going to say done and download. And just like that, you can head over to your downloads and your logo will be there. Well, there we have it. That's how you can create your own logo using Canva. But I hear you guys. If you're thinking, oh my God, okay, fair enough, maybe I could do that, but I have no confidence in my graphic design eye, and how do I know if I'm doing a good job or not? So if that is you, I have another video planned for you next week for part 2 of the logo making, where I hire 3 different graphic designers to try their hand at recreating a logo for me, so we can see what all the different options are at the different price points. Stick around for that, as I will share the platform that I use for this in case you are not wanting to design it yourself. Anyway, I hope you guys found that helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in another video next week. Speak to you soon. Bye.